Hello, everyone. Welcome to Online Seller UK podcast. My name is Prabhat, founder at Online Seller UK, and today we've got another interesting topic. The topic is related with optimization and stuff like that, and specifically talking about image optimization for Amazon listings. I'm joined by Kamal, who is expert, obviously, on the image side of things with Amazon, and his agency is called AMZ One Step. Welcome to our podcast, Kamal.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Prabhat. Excited to be here. We've been talking for a while and finally, excited to be on the show today.
Yeah, excellent. So, Kamal, you were talking about the new tools that you've designed and so on to help Amazon sellers improve their images. So let's start with that, and we can take it from there.
Yeah, so for those who don't know me, I've been running an Amazon creatives only agency for like past 8 years. And with AI changes coming in, I was forced to transition into building a SaaS. So I took my, like years worth of knowledge into workflows, frameworks, and I put it into a software which is called ListingOptimisation.ai. And now you can just put in your ASIN or give the product pictures, and it will give you like, Amazon upload ready images, and within a week you can like directly upload to Seller Central as well. So that's my new gig, but we're still helping Amazon sellers on the agency side. But it's been an exciting journey and exciting, change that we've seen in the recent years.
Okay. And with well, people buy with eyes, as they say when you buy online, right? So uh, I think I don't want to say it's the important part. I just wanted to find out, how important it is for sellers to put some, time behind the photos or images.
I think it's super important. I think it's a science behind uh, you know, uh, behind generating those images. You cannot just have, white background image or the same, very generic claims, for example, waterproof, BPF free, durable. You just can't have a very generic listing on listings, images on the listing. So the images, they need to specifically speak with the target audience. If your customer is a person who's very passionate about gym, he's very passionate about fitness, works out daily, very active, your images needs to speak to that person. That's number one. What are his pain points? Why exactly he's buying? What are the objections, like decision making factors? Different reasoning, different psychology for different people. So you need to take a look at your whole market segment. There could be like different customer avatars. So you need to pick one avatar, and the other person needs to feel like, oh, this product is built for me. That's for me. That's specific. That's when the conversion. If your images don't speak to anyone, they're not good images. So it's a science. That's why I'm very passionate about this, because most listings I see on Amazon, they're super generic. How many times you've seen like it's a BPA free, FDA approved, waterproof, durable, which is like true to every other competitor, right? So that's why it's if we're thinking about image optimization, you need to start from the market research, the customer avatar, and it needs to close the loop at the end at the customer avatar or at the target audience who's buying.
Yeah. When you're saying this, I'm finding how is it complicated process. So, and then sometimes if I'm finding it complicated, I may not do it at all. So
Mhm.
talk to me, is it a complicated process or is fairly, you can do it in a planned way, or how does it work?
Okay, so with the age of AI, it's not complicated at all. For example, you can build. Okay, so to the basic level, just use listingoptimization.ai. You put in the ASIN, it will do everything for you. If you are a seller, you literally don't have to do anything. There are tools out there which are available with one-click optimization, like I'm mentioning with listingoptimization.ai. But it's still very important for you to understand why, what kind of images they are being, like why those images, uh, what you're going to upload, they exist in the first place. It's like very similar, like, if you find it overwhelming, it's good because it should be overwhelming for, like if anybody could do it, then you don't have an advantage. So yeah, that's why, the agencies and experts, they do exist because it becomes overwhelming at some stage. But the good thing with AI today is you can use one click. But to simplify it, there are some frameworks as as an Amazon seller. For example, you need to break it down. The main image, don't get overcomplicated. The main image is the number one factor responsible for your click-through rate. So you review the main image totally differently as your secondary images. So for main images, you wanna number one thing is, does it break the pattern? Does it look different in the search results? That's the number one framework.
Mhm.
Number two, can five strangers instantly understand what your image is trying to say or what your product is in less than 2 seconds? That is the second framework, right? The third one, have you tested it enough among your other variations that you've generated for the main image or your competitors? If you do these three things, you don't have to worry about the design and like these three things would cover everything.
Mhm.
So these are three frameworks for your main images. For secondary images, like your infographics, lifestyle, your image tag, um, I call it like, okay, so you can take a look at your search query performance and you take a look at what are the top three features that Amazon is mentioning that people do really care about. Make sure that you have images designed based on the features mentioned in the search query performance, right? Or the product like in the if you have data analytics, you will see that access. That's second thing for the secondary images. Third one, like, do you have like good visual references in your images? For example, um, how I like to design secondary images. Let's say, um, I like to give this example. You're selling a food delivery bag and your feature is it's extra large. So you have two different options. Option one, you can say it's extra large and say dimensions like 24 inches tall or 25 inches wide or in centimeters, depending on where you are. And humans are very visual creatures. They don't understand numbers really well. Or the second option is you can actually show how many extra large pizza boxes you can carry in that extra large, so the customer avatar who's actually buying the product, let's who's a DoorDash or Uber Eats driver, he can instantly think, that's me. I can now carry three extra large, pizza. So which means I can say yes to the bigger orders, which means I will make more money, right? So humans are visual creatures. So make sure your images are visually showing some references. And for your lifestyle images, I like to call them dramatic demonstrations, or think about extreme examples for any lifestyle image. You don't want to, for example, if you have an outdoor camera, right? You don't want to say do a lifestyle image of a camera outside the patio, right? The purpose of it's an outdoor camera, I'm pretty sure it comes with the features that it has to be waterproof, probably dust proof, probably easy to clean, like probably like it fits in the corners. So probably show an image which is an extreme example, maybe a stormy night. It's raining at night and there's the night vision working perfectly fine. So take the lifestyle image to extreme examples, whether it's extreme emotions, extreme conditions, or extreme use. So these are the few frameworks that I like to use, even if you don't understand design, even if you hire an agency, even if you have an in-house team. If you understand these frameworks, it will be very easy for you to work with and it will not be overwhelming.
Okay. Nicely put. Nicely put. So okay, cool. So I'm feeling a little bit easier anyway. So when you are talking, so that's I'm sure everybody else would feel the same if you follow the framework that you are saying. Um, so I think as I was saying earlier, this is very short podcast to let people introduce the concept of image optimization. So I think I've covered everything I wanted. Is there anything what else you want to add?
The one thing I would say that images and design is very subjective. What you think you like it, uh, does not mean that your consumers are also going to perceive it the same way. It's a very subjective. Your agency may like something, you may not like something. Maybe the person you get feedback from might have a different point of view. The only thing which is true is the A/B testing. If you don't A/B test your images, you're leaving money on the table. I ran, you know, more than 15,000 comments from a split testing platform using MCP and Claude. I got two stats which blew my mind. If you run a A/B test, there are 80% chances that your new image will outperform your current one based on 2 years of data. Like there was 80% chances. So yeah, if you're not A/B testing, you know, it is part of the loop. It is the part of the process. Do not skip that, uh, which means you're leaving money on the table. So and yeah, remember, like if you wanna watch this podcast again, like I know those quick frameworks, but they're really important. So I think that pretty much covers everything from CTR, from the image stack. Those image stack frameworks, they're also legit, they work for storefront, they work for A plus content. Uh, but don't be like overwhelmed. There are a bunch of YouTube videos, a bunch of podcasts, there are a bunch of tools, for you to I think the creatives is not a bottleneck anymore. If you're spending money on creatives, you better be getting lots and lots of asins done in a month. Otherwise, your best bet is AI.
Excellent. Right. Okay. Thank you again, Kamal, for your time. So for those who doesn't know, Kamal will be with us in Birmingham, UK, Amofest UK on 16th of October. So you can meet him face to face and talk to him about all about Amazon's image optimizer and stuff like that. But before then, if somebody wants to talk to you, Kamal, where is the best place to find you?
You can find me on LinkedIn. Kamaljit Singh is my name. So I'm quite active there. Yeah, LinkedIn is the place to go.
Excellent. Thanks again, Kamal, for your time. All the best. Speak soon.
Thanks so much.